101.3 FM, and I am Mamna Bukar. Thank you for joining us. Here are the news headlines. Kanifing General Hospital reported 6 cases of baby dumping in 2025, raising concerns among health officials. The government, through the Gambia Inclusive and Resilient Agricultural Value Chain Development Project GIRAV, has handed over the construction of the almost $163 million Sea Bansang water treatment plant and storage tanks to the Italian farm Cinco Spa on Wednesday. UNICEF, Africa Relief and Community Development and the Mimbar Foundation donated 5 containers of essential supplies to the Ministry of Gender, strengthening social protection efforts and improving conditions at the Bakote shelter. We take a look at the Gambia's watermelon season, which tempts the taste buds of students, passerbys and families eager to enjoy this delicious fruit. In international news, we take a look back at the major events that shaped the ECOWAS bloc in 2025, including the celebration of its 50th anniversary. Those were the headlines, now the news in detail. Now, Kanifing General Hospital has reported 6 cases of baby dumping in 2025, raising concern among health officials. They attribute the trend to unwanted pregnancies, family stigma, and economic hardship. Julian Jai has the story.
These incidents highlight the urgent need for increased awareness, support, and intervention programs to protect vulnerable mothers and infants. In many cases, newborns are abandoned in unsafe locations, including hospitals or public spaces, putting their lives at risk. Dr. Khalifa K. Kasama, head of pediatric department at the Kanifing General Hospital, described baby dumping as a serious and growing concern.
For this year, 2025, we received 6 babies that were admitted there. One was in the month of March. We have April 2. And this December we are 2. Yeah. And they were all treated and successfully discharged.
Dr. Kasama stressed the need for mothers to give birth in health facilities to guarantee proper care for both mother and child. He also revealed that some women deliver at hospitals and abandon their babies, informing midwives that they do not want the child.
One of the reasons what usually we encounter is most of the these ladies who are staying alone, maybe they are involved in some commercial sexual activities and they happen to become pregnant. So this unwanted pregnancy, when they have babies, they don't want to keep the baby or they don't want people to know. Or because of responsibility, they tend to throw these babies. Other cases maybe as a woman is married and the husband is not here, and has been away for a long time, 10 years or more. And unfortunately, the woman happened to be pregnant. So he doesn't want the husband to know. So after delivery, they tend to at least dump this baby.
According to Dr. Kasama, in such situations, hospital staff promptly alert social welfare and child protection authorities to safeguard the newborn and ensure the child receives proper medical care.
As hospital, we take care of the health of the child, and sometimes we even take care of the feeding of the babies. The security of the child is taken care of by the police, and the welfare of the child is taken care of by the Gender and Children Ministry. And also, when the children's shelter at Bakote is also involved in this, because usually when we couldn't find the mothers, because there are instances we will not be able to find the mothers. Usually the shelter is usually informed, and they deploy their nurses, the social workers. They will be working with our nurses at the neonatal, at the baby's ward, until the baby is discharged. When the baby is discharged, is sent to the shelter.
Aminata Jeng, a social worker at Kanifing General Hospital, outlined her responsibilities when cases of baby dumping arise.
Sometimes they release the mother to us because psychologically, because they're going through a lot. Emotionally, you don't know what they're going through in the society or at homes. There is something that lead them to dump those babies. So those things has to come up so that we will also know how to help them, and then help them throughout their coping situation, because they go through a lot. They go through stress, stigma, PTSD.
Health officials are calling for stronger community education, family support systems, and accessible reproductive health services to address the root causes of baby dumping, protect newborns, and support vulnerable mothers before crises occur, ensuring safer outcomes for children across the country. Reporting for QTV News, I am Julde Njai.
The government, through the Gambia Inclusive and Resilient Agricultural Value Chain Development Project GIRAV, has officially handed over the construction of the almost $163 million Bansang Water Treatment Plant and storage tanks to the Italian firm Cinco Spa. It is expected to address long-standing water insecurity in the Central River Region South. Osman Jatta reports.
For decades, residents of Bansang have endured acute water shortages, with many households forced to depend on wells as tap water remained discolored, iron contaminated and unsafe for consumption. Lamin Kamara, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, and Ajaramatulai Hydra Sanyang, GIRAV's Operation Manager, both reaffirmed the project's commitment to sustainability and long-term service delivery for rural communities.
The GIRAV initiative, supported by the World Bank, is set to make a transformative impact by designing and constructing a state-of-the-art water treatment system and storage tanks right here in the community of Bansang. This project represents component 6 of our broader agenda aimed at significantly improving water quality across existing treatment plants and rehabilitating water storage tanks.
This project belongs to the people of Bansang. You must take ownership of it. If challenges arise, there are proper channels to follow. GIRAV has grievance mechanism, including a toll-free number. This project is here to serve the community and support national development.
The project is part of the World Bank-funded GIRAV initiative designed to improve rural connectivity, resilience and access to essential services. The contract, signed in December 2025, covers detailed design, supply and construction, placing Bansang among priority growth centers for improved water infrastructure.
So, regional government,
all concerns raised have been taken into account. There should be no worries about this project. God willing, we will deliver it as planned.
Mamadou Lamin Sampo Sise, Deputy Managing Director of NAWIC, outlines NAWIC's role in ensuring water quality standards are met.
Over the years, this water quality issue, we've tried to solve it by digging new boreholes, but each time we do that, we have an issue with iron again. So a new process has been done, which is closer to the river. It has been tested for 3 months, and the water has come out to be very good quality. Through the GIRAV project, we've acquired some funding to build a new treatment plant, which is modeled on the type that we have in the Combo.
Usman Ba, Governor of the Central River region, describes the project as transformative.
This is very key and is important for the people of Bansang and the surrounding, because water is life, and the water that has been here for all these years is not suitable for drinking, neither for cooking. But we also want to encourage the communities. Let them also take the ownership.
Other speakers, including Bakari Kora, Lamin Jamek, InfraPlus Limited, and sector stakeholders, highlighted the importance of community ownership and sustainability for long-term benefits. The upcoming construction of the Bansang water treatment plant and storage tanks is a major turning point. In the next 18 months, the project will deliver clean, safe and reliable water supply free from iron contamination, shifting Bansang from a chronic water insecurity to a sustainable water supply community. Osman Jatta reporting for QTV News from Bansang, Sierra South.
On Friday, UNICEF, Africa Relief and Community Development, and the Mimbar Foundation donated 5 containers of essential supplies to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, strengthening social protection efforts and improving conditions at the Bakota Shelter for Children and the Elderly. Here's my report. This initiative set to transform the daily lives of vulnerable populations across the country is split into 2 primary components aimed at both cognitive development and physical comfort. To champion the rights of every child, UNICEF provided 1 container filled with toys, learning materials, and tools designed to ignite young minds and turn spaces of care into environments of growth and imagination. African Relief and Community Development contributed 4 containers of essential household items including carpets, bed sheets, and pillows. And the Mimbar Foundation presented mobility aids for the disabled. While Bakote remains the primary beneficiary, the Ministry of Gender announced plans to ensure the resources are equitably distributed to reach children and the elderly in care institutions nationwide. Donor representatives Alhaji Kamara, Director of the African Relief and Community Development Regional Office, Nafisa bint Shafiq, UNICEF Country Representative, and Usainu Allen, founder of the Mimbar Foundation, shed light on how they want their donations to impact the wider Gambian community.
We can lessen sufferings, protect the vulnerable, and create a stronger, more resilient communities across our beloved country, the Gambia.
From neuroscience perspective, each time a child is playing, the neuron is developing. That's neuroscience. And these play materials will also give them a safe space. And that is what we need to give all the children, particularly the most vulnerable and most marginalized.
For persons with disabilities, social protection must be grounded in rights, access, and dignity, and not just charity alone. In this regard, we emphasize the need to actualize the provisions of the Disabilities Act and to also operationalize the National Public Buildings and Facilities Policy.
Minister of Gender Fatou Kinte and Permanent Secretary Ilo Jallow acknowledged the support with optimism.
Let us view today as a renewal of our shared commitment and covenant. Let us strengthen our resolve to deepen our partnerships and to build a Gambia where no child is left behind, no elderly person is neglected, and no person with disability is marginalized.
African Relief and Minbarul, we are working together with these two organizations to set up an orphanage in Jala Soma, a state-of-the-art orphanage facility. So we look forward to that, and we look forward to working together for the successful completion of that orphanage as well.
Through these combined contributions of play, comfort, and mobility, the ministry and its partners reaffirm their commitment to advancing a holistic model of care for the vulnerable and needy. Mamna Buka, reporting for QTV News. We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and international news stories. This stay tuned.
The godfather of Afro Manding music, Jaliba Kuyate I album Kutakutole Fintindi Holy Saturday, 10th of January 2026, Benjamin Hall, Paradise Suites Hotel, 9 p.m. VIP tickets $1,000, ordinary ticket $500. Father of the night, Suleiman Diouf Brusubi. Mother of the night, Musukeba Sane Trawale, Germany. Chief guest of honor, Momudu Turo Dabo. King of the night, Honorable Muhammad Kante Busumbala. Queen of the night, Neneche Yasin Kebe. Auntie of the night, Binta Batabali Sabali Kombol Lamen. Owners of the night, Honorable Sidi SK Njai, Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, Make Kamara Salaji. Brothers of the night, Lamin Cham NPP, Kemo Sise GFF. Sisters of the night, Abiba Belgium, Fatou Kamara Petrogas, Maimuna Balde NPP. Princess of the night, Dr. Seina Bumbai Jaffa. Lady of the night, Nene Freda Gomez.
Jata kendea a folota na domoroli ye tanka wati wo wati anin na domorolu maranya. Food and Agriculture Organization FAO wetolni ministry kunda men marta jata kendea la bebe hakilo bulan la wati wo wati nsi senea kulu sabatindi na domorolu mutawato anin fanan domorolu dada wato nsitara senearing wati wo wati. Nsimbuloku nin safunola anin jisenungo wati wo wati nin kana na domorolu muta wala na domorolu ma wala jannimbe domoro dila dindin malula nsimbuloku ay senea anin jienin safunola nsikata ke wati wo wati na domorolu nkari biti wala nkari mura nin ayatara mantare domokan na tabiri doku jorangolu nsiku jannin tabiri wato andun nsiku fanan ninga tabiro kela mpareta ibajela isitu jankurin wati wo wati alinga yiri wanduro ke wati wo wati domoro la tankola fannala anda besitara lorin seneya kan wati wo wati nsi saratolu noma men ya lon ko yewolle landi domoro la karola anin domor kalsar ngola fannala.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. Each year as the rains fade and the dry season begins, piles of fresh watermelons appear across the Gambia, tempting the taste buds of students, passers-by and families. Babakar Sise explores the seasonal treat and what is involved in the watermelon trade.
Watermelon is a healthy fruit that keeps the body hydrated because it contains a lot of water. It aids digestion, prevents constipation, and helps control body weight because it is low in calories. In the Gambia, the watermelon season, which runs from October to February, brings not only a refreshing treat but also a crucial source of income for local sellers.
And supports my family and parents. Not everyone can work in an office. People have to do different kinds of work. I enjoy this business because it benefits me a lot and provides a reliable livelihood.
Throughout these months, Sirif Saj can be seen tirelessly selling watermelons around the Gambia College, meeting demand from students and passers-by alike. At the start of the season, Sirif sources his watermelons from local Gambian farmers, helping to keep prices affordable while the fruit is freshly harvested. However, due to limited cultivation in the country, these supplies are quickly exhausted. As local melons become scarce, Sirif travels across the border to purchase watermelons.
Watermelon production in the Gambia has now ended and supplies from Casamas are also finished. As a result, melons are being sourced from Kaolack and Boer. Transportation costs are high, which is why prices have increased. Locally produced melons cost about $15,000 to transport, while those brought in across the border cost around $30,000 and must be paid in CFA.
Mr. Sach discusses the challenges he encounters in handling watermelons.
20%. No matter the quantity you buy, you should expect about 20% to spoil. There is little that can be done about this, as melons are naturally perishable.
By the end of February, watermelons are no longer sold individually. Instead, they are sold by the kilogram, a practice that ultimately drives up prices for consumers.
Once the watermelons cultivated during the rainy season are finished, we buy them from the gardeners and they sell them to us in kilos. That is why we sell them in kilos.
For sellers like Boy Sow, the watermelon season is also a time for creativity, making the fruit more affordable by cutting the whole watermelon into smaller portions for sale.
I cut whole watermelons and sell them in pieces for $10 or $20 because not everyone can afford to buy a whole fruit, especially students and the elderly. Some customers also prefer smaller portions since a full watermelon can be heavy to carry, particularly for those who live far away.
Boy Sow also emphasizes the health benefits of eating watermelons.
According to health experts, watermelon is a very healthy and important fruit. They recommend eating it because it contains a high amount of water and essential nutrients that are beneficial to overall health.
Despite rising prices and supply challenges, watermelons remain a cherished fruit in the Gambia, providing sellers with essential income and offering consumers a healthy, refreshing treat. Babakar Sise, QTV News.
Coming up next is international news. 2025 was a challenging and possibly defining year for the economic community of West African states ECOWAS, which among other things celebrated the 50th anniversary of its founding. Aliou Cissé looks back on the major events that shaped the bloc in 2025.
2025 began on a historic note for ECOWAS as the regional bloc celebrates its 50th anniversary, marking 5 decades of regional cooperation, economic integration, and collective security efforts. But the Golden Jubilee, held in Lagos, the birthplace of the organization in 1975, came at a time when the bloc was confronting some of its biggest ever challenges. In a message to mark the Golden Jubilee, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Aliou Touré, praised the resilience and achievements of the bloc, which continues to deal with security threats such as terrorism and unconstitutional change of government. One of the most significant developments was the continued withdrawal process of the 3 Sahel states, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Their exit from ECOWAS weakened regional unity and raised serious concerns about security coordination across West Africa's most vulnerable zones. Diplomats spent much of the year negotiating ways to maintain cooperation on counterterrorism, trade, and the free movement of people despite the split. The region also witnessed political upsets. Guinea-Bissau was forced into crisis following what many described as an attempted constitutional coup after army officers suspended the electoral process, closed borders, and dissolved the normal constitutional order. They have since formed a ruling body called the High Military Council for the Restoration of National Security and Public Order, with General Hota Ntam sworn in as interim leader. ECOWAS dispatched high-level envoys and called for respect for constitutional order. Not long after, in Benin, there was another attempted coup to remove President Patrice Talon, who has led Benin since 2016, but was unsuccessful after a swift intervention of security forces with the support of Nigerian forces. The leader of the attempted coup has since then fled the country. ECOWAS has strongly condemned the act. Humanitarian needs across the region such as instability, climate pressures, and conflicts displaced thousands of families. From northern Nigeria to the Sahel, ECOWAS agencies partnered with international organizations to support affected communities. Yet, funding gaps and insecurity complicated relief efforts throughout the year. Leadership within the ECOWAS bloc also shifted. Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio took over the ECOWAS chairmanship from Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, pledging to rebuild trust and strengthen engagement with all member states, including those considering or undergoing transition. Despite the challenges, the year also offered a moment of unity. ECOWAS hosted the annual ECOFest celebration in Dakar, Senegal, bringing together artists from across the region to promote cultural integration. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
That report by Aliou Cissé brings us to the end of this news bulletin, but before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Kanifing General Hospital has reported 6 cases of baby dumping in 2025, raising concern among health officials. The government, through the Gambia Inclusive and Resilient Agricultural Value Chain Development Project GIRAV, has handed over the construction of the almost $163 million Bansang water treatment plant and storage tanks to the Italian firm Cinco Spa on Wednesday. UNICEF, Africa Relief and Community Development, and the Mimbar Foundation donated 5 containers of essential supplies to the Ministry of Gender, strengthening social protection efforts and improving conditions at the backwater shelter. We looked at the Gambia's watermelon season, which tempts the taste buds of students, passers-by, and families eager to enjoy this delicious fruit. In international news, we take a look back at the major events that shaped the ECOWAS bloc in 2025, including the celebration of its 50th anniversary. That's all for this news bulletin. Join us again at 8 p.m. on Sunday for the Weekend Review with Ade Darami and Momodou Mbodj. Thanks for watching.